Hi, welcome to Faith with Des Product Descriptions. Today I want to introduce you to my 40 Days Closer to God guide. This is not just another random devotional where you read a few scriptures and move on. I made this very intentionally. This guide is really about transformation, awareness, discipline, healing, renewing your mind, and genuinely growing your relationship with God in a real and practical way. I also wanted this guide to feel doable, not overwhelming. So instead of creating something with pages and pages of nonstop reading, I intentionally structured every chapter to be simple, direct, and easy to stay consistent with. Every chapter is only about 2 pages long, and then there's a notes section for reflection questions, thoughts, prayers, or anything God reveals to you while reading. I personally don't like when devotionals are just page after page after page of reading with nowhere to actually process what you're learning. So every day includes teaching, practical action steps, reflection questions, growth exercises, and space to actually apply it to your life, because growth happens when you apply what you're reading, not just consume it. Day 1 starts with your thoughts, because your thoughts shape your decisions, your habits, your actions, and ultimately your life. So this isn't just motivation, it's intentional inner work with God. This guide is also meant to be read 1 chapter a day for 40 days, not rushed through in one sitting. I really wanted this to feel realistic for people in this generation because a lot of us struggle with consistency, attention span, feeling overwhelmed, or trying to read things that feel super complicated or disconnected from real life. So I made this very simplified, modern, direct, and easy to understand without watering down the message. Now let me show you the table of contents. As you can see, the guide is broken into sections instead of just random topics thrown together. It starts with your mindset, decisions, discipline, and awareness, because honestly, real change starts there first. Then we move into understanding God more deeply, renewing your mind, emotional growth, spiritual maturity, purpose, serving, identity, temptation, healing, and living intentionally. And every single day builds on the next one. Now, I also want to talk about the introduction section because I was very honest in this guide. In the beginning, I share parts of my personal testimony and things I went through mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and personally. I talk about how I always knew and believed in God and considered myself to be a very spiritual person, but still wasn't truly living intentionally. I talk about moving off emotions, making poor decisions, drinking alcohol, avoiding things internally, and how eventually everything caught up to me. I even share how grief, getting into legal trouble, and going through programs honestly became part of what woke me up spiritually. I know that might sound heavy, but I wanted to be real with y'all. I'm far from perfect, and this is not fake perfect Christian talk, but I wanted people to see that transformation is possible when you finally slow down, become honest with yourself, renew your mind, and actually let God work on you. I also explain why the guide is specifically 40 days, and I don't fully want to spoil this section because it's honestly one of my favorite parts of the guide. But throughout the Bible, 40 days represents preparation, transformation, testing, growth, spiritual alignment, and God doing deep internal work before transition. So this isn't just read this and feel inspired. It's meant to be intentional. That's why I encourage people not to rush through it. Sit with it, reflect with it, journal with it, pray through it. Some days might challenge you. Some days might expose habits or mindsets. Some days might genuinely change how you think. And honestly, that's the point. I also included a section where you customize your own prayer because I didn't want you feeling like you don't know how to pray or connect with God if that's something that you struggle with. So I break things down in a very practical way and help you build an intentional daily prayer based on what you're personally struggling with or believing God for. And one thing I really love about the digital version is that it's fully fillable. So when you get to the notes sections, reflection questions, and prayer customization page, You can actually type directly into the guide digitally instead of needing to print everything out. So whether you like journaling on your iPad, tablet, phone, or computer, it's designed to be interactive and easy to use while you're going through the 40 days. And again, everything is written in a way that's simple, clear, modern, and easy to actually apply to everyday life. So if you've been wanting to get closer to God, renew your mind, become more disciplined, become more intentional, understand yourself deeper, heal emotionally and spiritually, grow in your relationship with God in a real way, this guide is genuinely for you. And I honestly created this guide to be something people could come back to over and over again, not just read once and forget. I like to start each New Year's off with a 40-day system devoted to my relationship with God, so I structured this guide in a way that makes it plain and simple and easy to follow. If you want to start your own 40-day journey, the link is below, and the physical copies are linked in my TikTok shop and Etsy shop. Digital copies can be found in the links to my Stand store and Etsy shop. Taking the time to learn more about my 40 Days Closer to God guide. I genuinely pray that this guide helps you grow closer to God, become more intentional, heal, grow, and see yourself the way God sees you. And whether you're just beginning your journey with God or rebuilding your relationship with Him, I hope these 40 days help bring you clarity, peace, discipline, and transformation in a real way. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe or follow. I'll see you in the next product description video. Talk to you later.